All right, so one of the biggest things that we need to do is think about what our camera shots are for a few reasons. Number one, the camera is a character. The camera kind of shows it's the audience, it's the person who's witnessing what's going on or is a part of it and is part of the experience. And a good shot can mean whether a shot is good or bad can be the difference of where the angle of the camera is, if it's in a good spot or a bad spot. So the first thing we want to do is make sure that if I go to my render settings, that we're at the resolution of what we're going to go for. I have it set to HD 720. So at HD 720, I'm going to create a brand new camera. You see I already have one, but I'll make another one just so you can see. I'm going to say new. And it was a panels perspective new. And I'm going to call this one in my channel box. I'm just going to call it new movie cam because I already have one. Okay, cool. And you can see I'm looking through it. It says it right here, new movie cam. So I'm going to zoom in. I will make sure in my new camera that I have selected. That's how it's in my channel box. If I deselect it, I can always select it just by clicking this guy right here. And that's very important because we're going to have to set the keys for this camera. And I also want to turn off, this is really important, turn off any character sets because I just want to key what's selected, which is the camera. Lastly, what I want to do is set up so I can see how the framing is going to be. So we'll go over here and this little icon right here, resolution gate, and you can see it's also has this check, which is the gate mask. So everywhere that is basically light that I can see and is not grayed out like this, like if I, let's go Alt B to change the background so we could see. Everywhere it's here is what's going to be in that 1280 by 720. Where's my shot? Okay, so I want to pick what my shots are going to be. So maybe my shot will be this. I'm losing him. I'm losing him. So let's say it starts from here, but what I want to do is you don't want to have a million camera angles. It's disorientating. It tells a bad story. You want to set it up in such a way that you tell the story right. So, if I have it like this where it's kind of framed, does that tell the story? You're talking about. I think because of that shot, I think I want it like this. Okay, so I'm going to bookmark what my shots are going to be so I can always go back in and just pick them and key them. So this is going to be, let's say, my first shot. So I'm going to click right here to bookmark it. Okay. And that will be right here. And I make sure, yep, I've got it set. So it should be right at frame 0 right there. Okay. Next. So right here, I want it to kind of go to this shot here. And let's bookmark this one. I'm losing him. You're talking about. You are last to go. My God, pull yourself together. So, I bookmarked that. I haven't set any keys yet. I just bookmarked it, and I'm trying to make sure that I've got a good shot. Maybe I'll get up a little bit closer. So I'm just saving what my shots are going to be. I haven't set keys yet. What are you talking about? You are allowed to go! My God, pull yourself Okay, I think that's a good one. Let's bookmark that. And where are they going? If I go to view of the camera that I'm in, you'll see I can go in to see what my bookmarks are. See? So why that becomes important is because now I can go in, oh, in the first shot, it's here. So I have that camera selected. I could see it here. I press S. There's my keyframe. And then I say, oh, maybe around right here, frame 80, I want to go to my next bookmark. Let's just go to here. Press S. Now, when you first play it, you're going to want to throw up because it's basically all over the place.
What are you talking about? You are Elastigirl!
And right here, I want to go back to the original one, bookmark, and press S. Now, it's going to be all over the place, so we don't want this. But what we will do is now go to the perspective graph, and then we can up here set this to our new movie cam so we can see. And this is our new movie cam in the graph editor. And the reason it's moving around is because of the curves. Once again, so this is why we step it. We'll just go in and make it stepped. And that means when it's stepped, it stays in the same position until one frame, and then the very next frame it jumps to the next position. So now if I look at it and I rewind and hit play.
Now I'm losing him. What do I do? What do I do?
What are you talking about? You are Elastigirl! My God, pull yourself together! What were you?
And that's how you set up your camera. You'd go through the whole thing, setting up what camera shots. Save just, it does. You don't want to have a whole bunch of keyframes, or not keyframes, well that too, but you don't want to have a whole bunch of camera shots. Flipping back and forth between an over-the-shoulder camera or potentially a camera where you see both of them responding and talking to each other is good. Going here, then here, then here, then here is not good cinematography. It's actually makes people queasy and it really distracts you from the story. So you want it to be very minimal just to tell what the shot is. The over the shoulder is always good.
Talking about? My God,
And then that way, when you do your play blast, choose your movie cam, whichever one that you're using. Set up all your shots. So with the movie cam, I could do, these are cuts, where it cuts from one shot to the next. A pan would be if it did something like, you know, she said, oh, I'm losing him, you know, and it's like, you know, going really nuts on this character. And then it just panned over to her going, what are you talking about? And just panned to her. You don't want to overuse pans either, but that's how you would basically set up your cameras. And just remember to go in the graph editor after you do it, grab all those and make it stepped for cuts. And that would be this one right here.